I did not get.
Did you really?
Oh,
I did.
I got it.
God.
I ordered it. Well, I ordered it.
When does it actually come out?
Next Friday.
Yeah. Well, they start shipping them next Friday, right?
Well, they're supposed to be available next Friday.
Wow.
Did you get it on time, Justin?
Because I was trying to get it through Sprint, and the website was messing up. I didn't get it until later, so I'll probably get mine in like March.
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you.
But it is ordered.
Nice.
So.
I'll tell you my quick
Lucky guy.
iPhone story then. Show, not show. People don't want to hear the iPhones. Maybe they do. I don't know. We'll save it.
you know what? I think they want to hear all
Let's
of our
show it.
escapades.
Okay, we'll
Let's
save it
show
for
it.
the actual show. Although we got to have something special for the behind-the-scenes people.
Mandolin? Play a little mandolin for him.
I'll play a little more. Hold on.
Oh, hey,
It's
nice.
way out of 10.
It doesn't matter.
Who would know the difference anyway?
I certainly wouldn't know the difference.
That's terrible.
I
I
like
haven't
it.
played the mandolin in about 6 months.
Oh my God.
There you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Too bad we're not covering Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves again.
I know.
It just makes me think of that for some reason.
Can you please? Have you learned
Sir Robin.
Losing My Religion yet?
Oh, yeah, I know Losing My Religion.
Because do you play it cross-legged? Just
Yeah,
sitting in a
every
room
time.
by yourself?
Every time I sit in it's in a big chair with my legs crossed. Just
Mhm.
watch
Your
the
head
people
your head would
dance.
have to be cocked to the side too while you're
Right.
playing it. Yeah.
Right.
That's funny.
Mandolin is actually fitting for the game we're going to talk about, so maybe we should
That's actually a good point. Yeah.
maybe we should
That-
start it off
wait.
here. Hold on.
Well, kind of. It's like that old castle kind of medieval feel.
Oh, I suppose. Okay. Okay. That's a good segue.
I think they played
I'm-
mandolins back then, right?
Probably.
I see them at the Renaissance Fair a lot.
You go to the Renaissance Fair?
Yeah, we have one in Bristol. I mean, I went once and it smelled like cow crap the whole time. So
Did you get any mutton? I feel
no.
like there'd be mutton at the Renaissance Fair.
Did you say there be button?
There would be
Arr,
mutton.
there
There
be
would
mutton.
would be button. I thought you turned on the pirate all of a sudden.
Ah.
There be mutton.
Well, you see pirates at that, ironically.
Well, you see video game characters too. People just like to dress up in whatever. At
The iconic
Renaissance
Star
Fair.
Trek outfits.
Oh yeah, the
Always
Star
a few
Trek
of them
outfits,
running
yeah,
around.
Trekkies. Yeah.
When was William Shatner in the Middle Ages? All right.
It must have happened on one episode of Star Trek. He did some time traveling.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me.
Okay. Let me I didn't bring any water in here with me, so I may run out of vocals.
Just
here in a
start
minute.
choking in the middle of it.
But
Oh, you might get dehydrated. You better be careful.
oh yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah.
careful.
I feel like we should tell these PowerTrip guys about that. Just
Oh no, what happened?
no, it's recording. We're recording. We'll tell them later.
Yeah.
I'll tell you guys. We'll have to tell you guys after we stop recording.
Okay.
About the dehydration episode.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna hold you to that then.
Yeah. Don't let me forget.
I will not.
Okay. Instead of taking a drink before, I'll just take a big swallow of spit. All right, here we go.
Oh, that's good.
Normally, I take a drink before I start the episode. Hey, Justin.
What's up, man?
Not much. I'm a little tired today.
Me too.
Yeah. Is Paul and Andy with PowerTrip Gaming tired?
I just came off 4 hours of sleep, so I'm good to go.
I'm tired. I'm tired.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everybody's tired all the time. We're just a society of no sleep.
Yep, that's it.
Tired.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
Anyway,
Work.
so this is Two Dudes in an S podcast. We're going to talk about Castlequest today. We got PowerTrip Gaming with us. Back
Hey-o.
again.
Hello.
Trying to be I think they're trying to be the number one guest on this show because this makes like
I
3
believe
times
so.
they've been on the show.
Yeah.
I think so.
Three times a lady.
I don't know why we keep getting invited back on, but it's fantastic.
Well, you know what they say, third time's a charm. So we'll see how it goes.
So
We
we'll
gotta-
see if we can
gotta
finally
do
get
this
it right
one of these
this
times.
time.
Get it right.
All right. Well, and judging by the game you guys picked, once again, I don't know if you're going to get it right.
This,
Yeah.
whoops.
Yeah. We dug deep, and to my credit, I apologized right after I picked it. And I said, "I'm sorry that I'm doing this to you guys, but it's one of those necessary evils."
Yeah,
Even
we'll
Paul
get
goes
into that in a
multiple
minute.
times.
But I think next time you guys on, let's see, the track record so far is Paul picks a game, it's terrible. Andy picks a game, it's pretty fun. So next time Andy has to pick the game.
Okay, Legacy of the Wizard is not terrible.
Well,
I guess it's not great, but
You're in the minority on that one.
I know I've always been.
it was a good
been.
episode, not such a good game.
Fair
But
enough.
anyways, so I was telling you I'm tired. I've got 2 tangents. We can fit them in anywhere you want. But I got the iPhone tangent and I've got the Super Mario Odyssey tangent.
Both
So
I'm
you
down.
just guys let me know when. We don't want to do them back to back, obviously.
Yeah, okay.
We can do the iPhone tangent since. Yeah,
Since
I don't
it's
know.
fresh on your mind.
Yeah, since we were just talking
Let's-
about it before we started recording.
That's true.
Yeah, we can start it up with the iPhone tangent.
All right.
Well,
so,
clearly, Paul, I think you're the only one here who doesn't have an iPhone.
Oh,
Galaxy S6 or S5, baby.
man,
What a
okay.
loser.
I think I've learned a lot about Paul this morning prior to recording and now. Paul is like an antiquated gadget guy. So
Yes,
I don't
I
know if
am.
you were talking. I don't know if you were on yet, Justin, but he plays PlayStation 3. Forget about that
Oh,
fancy smancy
okay.
PlayStation 4.
right.
No Switch. It's way too new for him.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know how to use it.
Galaxy
That's-
S5. There's what is it? There's like
Wow.
5 more after that, but no,
I think so. I think
five-
they're
What
up
are we
to the
up
S.
to? 8?
Pretty
Are we
sure
up to
they're up to
8
the
now?
S10. Oh, yeah, at least the 8. I think they just
Yeah.
did 9 or something like that.
But who needs
So-
who needs something fancy and new when you got the Galaxy S5?
Yeah.
Still running Windows 95, I think.
Well, let's not get ahead of ourselves.
He's not wearing Bluetooth headphones. Can see the cord.
God.
I like chords.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm with you on that one. Corded is much better.
I don't have any Bluetooth either.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think I'm the only guy that's moved on to Bluetooth. In this.
Although when I get my new iPhone, it'll be Bluetooth.
You'll
Hey,
have
there
to.
you go.
You'll have
Right.
to.
I was saying, not much of a choice.
There's no
Right.
cord outlet for it.
Right.
Anyways, so we're recording this on Saturday, the day after iPhone pre-orders and Mario Odyssey came out.
Mm-hmm.
So all of us are tired in one way or another, I believe.
Yeah.
But Justin and I both did the stupid thing of waking up in the morning and trying to order an iPhone at 3 a.m. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Why would...
So it was 3 a.m. for us, but West Coast it was just midnight,
Yeah, normal time.
which is where iPhone
Mhm.
lives.
Normal
You know,
time
well,
for
or Apple
people.
is.
Yeah.
So
They obviously care more about their West Coast people than their East Coast people.
right. East Coast people that what when they getting up for work or something? I don't know. What are they doing that
Yeah.
day?
So I feel like an idiot for doing it, honestly. I really wanted it. But first of all, it's a new phone design that it's probably going to suck. Something's going to break on it, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be disappointed, substantially disappointed.
Yeah.
I just know it.
Number 2, obviously I had to get up super early. So,
Mhm.
and number 3, it's really expensive. So I have no idea why I did it, but I did it nonetheless.
I think you got caught up in the moment.
I think I did too.
Did you get the 64 or the 256?
I went 64 to make sure I could get it sooner.
Yeah, I got 64 too, which is what I'm used to, so it's fine with
Plus
me.
it's cheaper.
Yeah.
But, so here's what happened to me, I think. Justin was talking about it. My brother was talking about it. Everybody I knew was going. It was like, I'm getting up
Got-
early. So
Caught up in the heat. So I got up.
get caught up in a moment.
I got up. I
So
don't
you
know if
guys
anybody
are-
works for Sprint or anybody has family that works for Sprint, but I'm going to put them on blast here for a minute.
I hate you guys.
So I was ordering it through Sprint, which is my phone carrier, and I was traveling at the same time. So I was in Louisville, Kentucky, because I had interviews like the past couple of days, and so I got up at 3 and got on my phone and started trying to order it. The worst thing about Sprint's website is it's practically unusable in a mobile interface, which is ridiculous because they're a mobile phone company. Like, I have no problems when I use their website on my computer, but every time I try to do something on the phone, it just doesn't work.
Oh,
So-
the irony.
It's the same thing with me. I hate Sprint's interface when it comes to the mobile. It just makes no sense.
Mhm. It's so ironic, and I don't understand why they, But anyway, so I wasn't actually able to order it until I got home yesterday because I could never get. I tried it multiple times throughout the day, couldn't get it ordered. Obviously, didn't get it ordered at 3 a.m. and finally got it ordered last evening when I got home. So probably won't get it until March. So yeah.
That's tough. At least you were able to order it. I guess they just don't.
Yeah.
They don't ever stop you from ordering it, though, do they?
I would assume not.
They just say, "Go ahead and order. We'll just get it to you when we get it to you."
Right, exactly. March.
So I went on to. I was told, everybody on the internet told me that you need to go to the Apple website, and that's the way to do it. Okay, so I went there first, but I also had the AT&T website open because I didn't trust just Apple alone. So I got on the AT&T. AT&T said, "You're in line. It'll be 30 minutes." I said, "Whoa, okay. Well, in that amount of time, I can try to get it on Apple." So I went on Apple, and I was trying to get it, and Apple, by the time, I didn't wake up that late. I think I woke up at like 3:05, something like that. I don't know. I didn't wake up exactly at 3. But by the time Apple, I got it loaded and got it ready to check out, it was like 3 to 4 weeks. And I was like, what the heck? And I talked to Matthew, my brother. He ordered it through the Apple website, and he said his was like 3 to 4 weeks, pretty much instantly. So I think it just sold, the initial amount just sold out that fast.
Wow.
I wonder.
I think people were told to go to the Apple website and said it'd be easier. So I think
There
was an influx on that particular medium.
there had to be a number of ones available for each. Like there had to be an allotment. Like Sprint had to have so many. AT&T had to have so many. Because so Sprint changed their date. So one thing that I noticed with Sprint was like it said ship 11/3 like throughout the day when I was trying to order it. But after I got home, it said ship 11/14. Yeah. So I know I'm going to get mine later. So there had to have been an allotment that they knew that they were going to run out at some point, and that they'd get another shipment. So, so they had to know how many they were getting.
I'm sure that's the way it works.
Yeah.
So to finish my story, I did not get it through the Apple Store because it was like, okay, I've already lost my window to get it on Friday. So I went back to the AT&T, clicked back over to my other tab. AT&T was like, okay, 1 minute left. I was like, sweet. Okay, here we go. AT&T, the minute counted down. It said, okay, you're ready to go. Here you go. It like refreshed the page and then started the timer over again. It was like 31 minutes. I was like, no. Yeah, so I scrambled for a minute and ended up on the Best Buy website and got it. And my email confirmation says ready for pickup Friday. So
hey,
holy cow, nice.
Yeah, I don't know how. I guess Best Buy people just didn't think to go to Best Buy. Maybe. Of course, I still order like
well, it's one of those things. Like even when sorry to get off on a tangent, but like when the Switch came out and you couldn't find it anywhere, it's kind of like that, like Meijer. Like everybody was going to Target, everybody was going to Best Buy, everybody was going to Toys R Us. They weren't hitting some of those other stores like Meijer's. So maybe with the iPhone, it's. People were going to Apple, they were going to wherever, but then they weren't going to those other stores where people don't generally think that they sell like cell phones.
Yeah.
So.
So, anyways, not so much sleep in the past couple days. Yeah. That was yesterday, Friday morning, 3 a.m. That was yesterday for us. So
days are all blurring together now.
Yeah, I don't even know what day it is anymore. I know I don't have to work today, so that's all I know. Also know that we played Castlequest.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sure, that was enjoyable.
What do you think I played from midnight to 3 a.m. while I waited to order my iPhone?
Yeah, because you didn't have Odyssey yet.
I didn't have Mario Odyssey yet.
That's true. That's true.
How much Castlequest did you play once Odyssey got picked up?
I haven't played any Castlequest since Odyssey got here. Sorry.
I can't say I blame you. No.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
If you went past 5 minutes, I give you credit.
Yeah, honestly.
So Justin, is there any history on this game?
There is some history on this game. So Castlequest, which was it was actually a sequel to a game, The Castle, that never came to the NES. The Castle was released on the MSX. The MSX was associated with a company called ASC2 Corporation, which also developed this action-adventure game. And ASC2 Corporation was a company that was stationed out of Japan that made computer games, MSX games, and ventured into a little bit of Famicom and NES games. the founder, Kazuhiko Nishi, and he was also founded by this one's gonna be Kiichiro Sakamoto. There you go.
Oh yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah. But Nishi was had talked with Bill Gates and actually became a subsidiary of Microsoft and released Microsoft products overseas under the company name ASC2 Microsoft. It was formed in 1979. So,
interesting. Wow.
Front level of a Microsoft, this company was. So this game released in Japan on computers in 1985 and then came to the NES in November 28, 1986. And then it wasn't released in North America until September of 1989. So there was like a 3-year gap between Japan's release to bringing it to the United States. So one common complaint, which I think we're going to get into later in this game, is there's no saves in the NES version. But in the Famicom version, you could, if you use their data recorder accessory. So there was like a cassette recorder accessory, and there was only 4 games that ever used it. And that was Excitebike, Mach Rider, Wrecking Crew, and Castlequest. So if you really wanted to save your Castlequest game, you could buy that data recorder for the Famicom.
What a weird selection for that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mach Rider? Come on.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I will say Mach Rider had that like level creation thing, so that would be. I can see that.
Well, so did Excitebike too. Right?
And Wrecking Crew did as well too. So that's so I found the similarities to it. But Castle, I didn't realize that it had like a level creator maybe.
Oh.
Although Quest does maybe.
No, I don't,
because the game is such a pain to play.
Yeah.
It's like you might need some help.
Maybe.
I could see how
Would have
Castle
helped
Quest
us.
would have a level creator. Maybe they could do one, but I don't know.
Yeah,
That'd be
I don't
awesome
think
if
so.
it did. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah,
To make your own.
No,
It may be cool to make your own, but unless they change the physics and gameplay of the game, I don't know if I'd want it.
The whole game in general.
Yeah, you just have to change that. You just need to make a whole game creator. That'd be great.
And a couple other differences between this and the MSX version. The Famicom and NES versions, the rooms are wider than the screen, which is not something that the MSX version had. So you actually had what felt like more rooms because the rooms were basically double the size of the screen. And you could use the dagger in the NES and Famicom versions, but you could not use the dagger to kill enemies in the MSX version.
You didn't really need the dagger in the game. No.
It says you can use it to kill enemies, but I never experienced that.
It's difficult.
They just wanted to add a little extra violence for the North Americans.
They love violence.
All it killed was the snarfs, I think.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's about it for the history. You got a big story about how you came across this game, Mike?
Not a big story, but one thing I want to say is I was kind of half expecting a quiz.
I know.
Yeah.
Well, I've been traveling.
I know, I understand. But don't worry.
This time.
I have a backup quiz. It's not about the game.
Thank God.
But I do have a backup quiz just in case you didn't have one. Do you want to do it? Or do you want to save it for later? It's a castle quiz. It's really easy. So it may be whoever can ring in first.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it now.
Doing it now. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so do you guys want to do you guys versus Justin, or do you want everybody for themselves? Let's do everybody for themselves this time.
Everybody for themselves. I think so, yeah.
Paul, Andy, and Justin? Jay?
Pete.
Paul, Andy, and Pete.
All right. We're going Pete.
Pap.
Actually, I'm going to shorten mine to Pope because I think I did that last time because it's hard to yell Andy.
Yeah,
okay. Pope. Oh, triple P. All right.
Yeah, that's right.
Hey!
You guys are like a wrestling trio.
Yeah.
Triple P.
Triple P. Okay. Do you guys want multiple choice, or do you just want to answer outright? Let's see. We'll try answer outright first.
Yeah, we'll try to answer outright.
Yeah.
Okay, who were the first people to build castles? Like what, not denomination, but what like group?
Pete,
Pete?
the Knights Templar.
Okay, maybe I have to give you multiple choice.
Okay,
But you'll get the ring in again, Justin. Don't worry.
I'm just guessing.
Is it A, the Romans?
Paul.
B, the Normans? Paul? Do you think
Yeah,
it's the Romans?
I think it's the Romans.
It is not the Romans.
That was
All
my
right,
first
Andy
guess,
and
so
Justin,
I
you
gotta
still
go.
have a
Jumped the
chance.
gun. You jumped the gun.
Pope
there.
and
I
Justin,
did,
you still have a
did.
chance. Is it A, the Romans, B, the Normans, C, the Egyptians, or D, the Vikings?
Pete,
Pete?
Yeah.
Normans.
Normans. It was the Normans.
Oh, wow.
Interesting.
All right.
Huh.
One
Good old Norm.
for Pete. Okay. Why were castles built?
Pete,
Okay, Pete.
to protect gold.
Not to protect gold, but
protect
nah,
Silver.
close enough. It's just protect the people, actually, but that's fine. Okay, two for Pete. Pete's on a roll.
Oh man. Okay.
Okay. Castles were often built on top of hills and surrounded by water. Why?
Pete, Pope. I was ringing for him.
Let's go, Pope.
Was it to pretty much only have one access point?
Yeah, make it harder to attack. Good. That's a
There
good
we
answer.
go.
That works.
Boom.
Yep,
Where'd you
I
get
was gonna
this
say
quiz
for-
on? Like
I was gonna
Laugh
say for
Taffy or
defense.
something?
Why? You think it's too easy? I'll tell you where I got it after we're done, so you guys can feel thoroughly embarrassed.
Outside of the first question, it was.
Oh, no.
It's been
Okay, here we
pretty
go.
easy.
Yeah. There is a tower in every castle. What is the tower called?
Paul.
Paul?
Spire.
No, not the spire. You guys want multiple choice? You just got through saying this is easy, Justin. Come on.
Well,
Yeah, he doesn't need multiple choice.
give us.
I do.
Okay.
Choice.
Okay. Is it called the moat? Is it called the keep? Is it called the drawbridge? Or is it called the Bailey?
Oh.
Paul knows now.
You guys figure
B.
it out amongst yourselves.
B.
B, the keep? Is that what you say?
Yeah, I'm gonna go.
You
With
didn't ring in, so
I said Pete.
No, he did. He
You
did.
you said
Yeah, he did.
Pete. I thought you said B.
I said Pete, and then I said B.
Pete B? Okay, it is
Pete
B.
B.
It's the keep.
Yeah, it can
The
only
Castle
be-
keep.
Strict guess. It was either B or D.
Okay.
I don't know. Moat sounded like a right answer.
All right. Pete has 3 now. Pope has
Commanding lead.
1.
It's killing.
Okay, here we go. Soldiers would stand behind the battlements of a castle and fire cannonballs. Where would you find the battlements?
Paul
Yes, Paul?
be on the top of the castle.
Yeah, on the top of the castle. Good job.
I watched enough movies.
Okay. As well as being a fortress, a castle was also the home of the Lord, his family, and his followers. Which fancy event would you go to at a castle? Would you go to a disco? Would you go to a concert? Would you go to a banquet? Or would you go to a buffet?
Pope.
Pope?
It's almost embarrassing that the answers here. A banquet.
Yes, a banquet. One of the reasons I picked this quiz is because the answers are sometimes hilarious.
I get the easy ones.
Okay, so it's 3 to 2 to 1.
Right.
Okay, there's 3 more questions. Nope. 1, 2, 3, 4 more questions. Here we go.
Oh, there we go.
All right.
Before a boy becomes a knight, he had to train as a what?
Pope.
Pope?
Squire.
Yes, a squire. Uh-oh, 3 to 3 to 1.
Ta-da.
Sorry, Paul.
Yeah.
I think you were statistically unable to win. You may be able to. Oh, no, you can still win.
I think I can tie.
Yeah, maybe tie.
Oh wait, no. If I get the next 3, I could win. So
You could
okay.
win. Okay, you could win out. Here we go.
All right. Here we go.
Two knights would often battle on horseback using a wooden lance. The popular tournament was called.
Paul.
Yes, Paul.
Jousting.
Yes, jousting.
Getting there.
Okay, 3 to 3
Making
to
the
2.
comeback.
It's getting tight. Okay.
I really
this one-
kind of hope Paul gets this next one. So
Okay, this
Three-way
I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna go straight to multiple. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
I was trying to say go straight to multiple choice, but again, I've only been up for like 30 minutes. So, okay, why do people not build castles anymore? People used to build castles. Why don't they build castles anymore? Is it A, because it costs too much? B, because it takes too long to build? C, because of gunpowder? D, because people do not get paid enough money to build castles.
A lot of these apply.
I was gonna say it's A and B sound really good, but my initial thought was A. It costs too much.
Are you ringing in?
Yeah, I said Paul.
Okay. No, it's not because they cost too much.
Pope?
No,
Pope?
Is it?
it's not C. Just guess C. C.
I'm gonna give in to peer pressure.
C. Yeah.
See?
You guys can
Dang
see?
it.
It is C, actually.
Wait, what?
Yeah!
Gunpowder made it too easy to destroy the walls.
Okay.
I feel like that's not an issue anymore. No.
Well, we have
If you knew how to build,
missiles for that now.
if you knew how to build a castle, you wouldn't even have to worry about the gunpowder.
Right. Who cares? Yeah.
Not to
Yes.
mention you can attack from above now because of airplanes.
Oh,
that
yeah, there
wasn't
you
a
go.
guess. So
But I mean, if you wanted to build a castle, just build a castle, right?
I suppose, yeah. So
Okay,
cost
well,
isn't
maybe
an issue.
maybe the answer is,
Cockamamie question.
okay, let me rephrase the question. Okay, why do people not build castles for protection anymore?
Okay.
Does that help you?
Well, now that just completely changes the entire
Exactly.
Okay.
course. I think you should just throw away the question.
No! What? That's my winning point.
I don't think so. I think Pope's keeping his points.
Yeah.
Mario? All right, last question. Last question. Let's see. What's the score? 4-3 to
2.
2. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
This is the last question.
Okay. What is the name of the castle in Scotland's capital city? You need
Oh, I
multiple
need
choice.
some choices. I
Okay.
need some choices.
Is it Stirling Castle? Is it Falkirk Castle? Is it Edinburgh Castle? Or is it Perth Castle?
Pete.
Paul.
Pete?
Edinburgh.
Yep, it is Edinburgh. God,
Now me.
Yeah.
Okay, me and Pope are tied.
you guys are
So-
tied. So
so
I
we
guess we'll have
gotta-
to do a tiebreaker. Okay, so first of
glad I
all,
Glad I
this
get
was
to watch.
first of all this quiz was a fourth grader's quiz about castles.
Oh, wonderful.
Oh man.
So you guys
Last place.
you guys didn't do great. I'm just saying.
Congratulations, Paul.
Okay, so let's see. I'm going to do a quiz. I'm going to do a quiz about this show, like I did last time we had a tiebreaker. Okay, this is Castlequest. This is like our 119th, 120th episode. But what was episode 7 of this show?
Can I phone a friend?
Pete.
Oh, Justin's already ringing. in.
No.
Don't look it up.
Ghostbusters.
Oh, I'm looking it up now. Sorry. The answer is not Ghostbusters.
I'm going to take a stab at it.
Do you need to phone a friend? I will allow you and Paul to talk
what was the
together.
seventh one?
Contra.
Contra.
No, I want to say it was Metroid.
I'm just going to guess a random game. Contra.
It was not Contra or
Which was
Metroid.
later. Yeah, both of
Yeah.
those were later.
They were a little bit
I
later.
want to say Jaws. Let's say Jaws.
Not Jaws. God, you guys don't know anything about this show.
We did Jaws early.
Okay, I'll let you
didn't
guys keep going back and forth till you get it right.
we did Ghostbusters and Jaws early.
Yeah, Ghostbusters was like episode 3.
Can we ask questions?
Yes, you can ask questions.
Was it a popular game?
It had 2 sequels, so I would say it's moderately popular.
Castlevania.
It was not Castlevania.
No!
Turtles.
I said moderately popular. Moderately.
No.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
It was not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. We did not have a guest on this episode.
Okay. 2 sequels.
Adventures of Lolo.
We haven't played that game yet.
Yeah, I was
No.
gonna say that was one I was thinking of too.
I don't know many games that had 2 sequels. Adventure
Okay,
Island?
Let me give you another hint. The sequels were not the same name as the original
Oh
game.
man.
Oh, boy.
Sometimes-
Way to throw that monkey in the wrench.
Whew.
Pac-Man.
Pac-Man. No. Oh, I guarantee you there are some listeners at home just screaming because they know this answer.
I feel really bad then.
They don't. It does not have the same title. Oh my god.
The title. Well, okay. The title is in the game, but it is not the main title. Does that help? In the sequels. Okay, I'm gonna give you the hint that's gonna give it away. You ready?
Yeah.
On the cover of one of the sequels, there was a popular long-haired model who may have been hit by a bird on a roller
Wizards
coaster.
and Warriors. Oh, yes. Fabio was the model on the second game.
And the second game was actually called Iron Sword, right?
Iron Sword,
Yeah.
yep. Iron Sword, Wizards and Warriors too. Yep.
There you go. So we're going to give that one to Pope then, since you guys are a team
Yeah.
in the end.
All right.
Yeah, and since I failed a 4th grader's quiz.
You did do that.
Yeah, I did. Thanks for inviting me on the show.
That's what we're here for. Embarrassment, mostly.
Making my job a lot easier.
Okay, so Quest for the Cart. I picked this up in a boring old eBay lot. Bam.
Yay.
So not much of a quest, but maybe Paul or Andy has a cool story about how they got this game.
I don't know if it's necessarily cool, but this game I actually I do remember when I got this one. It was around 2005, 2006. I paid I think $5 for it, and it was at a flea market actually. A local one that's about maybe 20 minutes away from us called 7 Mile Fair. Back when they actually, what's that?
Do they have corn dogs?
They do have corn dogs there, and they've got many other different kinds of foods, and
Yeah.
like
That's the
like
first
yeah,
question.
candy almonds and stuff.
That's the first question we always ask around these parts.
Yeah,
Corn
they even have like
Get
a
corn dog. Yeah.
they even have like a little like train ride for kids too. There, that's great.
It's actually quite a thing. It's quite a spectacle.
It is. It's
That's
huge.
fancy.
It's huge
Yeah.
around the Midwest, but they don't have as many games there now as they did back then. But when I saw this one, it was one of those things where the cover art of the label just completely like sold me. I'm like, what is this game? I really want this game, and so I paid $5 for it and I got it. So, and it wasn't until I think years later that I ended up getting the instruction booklet for it, and then even later that I ended up buying the map on eBay, the map that was originally packaged in with the game. So,
God, you did.
yeah, yeah.
That I take it maybe that goes for a pretty penny.
The map?
The map.
Oh no! I think I paid with shipping included. It was $7 or $8 or less.
Oh, nice.
So
Nobody
yeah,
wants
it's exactly bingo. Nobody wants it. The map is only if you want to beat the game, and guess what? People are not knocking down the doors trying to beat this game.
It is a necessary evil to get this map.
It is completely necessary. Yeah.
Okay,
That's
so you guys have a way better. Okay, I've learned something doing this show. The guests normally have a way better the quest for the cart than I do.
Yeah. Maybe we should rename the section to Guess Quest for the Cart.
Yeah, or hey, how did you get this cart?
Yeah. Right.
Actually,
How did you guys get it? Because my story's boring.
it's got a good ring to it. Guess quest for the cart.
Guess quest
Yeah.
for the cart. I'm with you on the cover, and the box art and the game art is pretty enticing, really.
Yeah, it
Oh,
really
yeah.
is. Yeah.
I remember popping it in to Nintendo thinking, oh, I'm going to have such a good time on this. I think we were between recording things, and I was like, Castlequest. Box art looks awesome. He's got a cool little hat on and a cool little rapier sword thing. I'm like, this will be fun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy. That cart came out maybe in a couple minutes, and I was like, let's not play this
Nah.
for a while.
Next.
So when I got this game, I didn't play it immediately, but I remember thinking, looking at the cover, I was like, this could be cool. This game looks fun, maybe from the cover, which goes to show you that a cover can go a long ways
Yes.
Oh, yes.
for people purchasing a game.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't win by word of mouth, win by a really snazzy cover. You know.
Oh,
spent too much time on the cover and they forgot to design the game.
Yeah.
They started with the cover.
It must have started with the cover, yeah. But I remember thinking, for some reason, the whole time I thought I was going to get to be this knight guy. The silver armor wearing knight guy, but ended up being the musketeer, and I was a little disappointed.
Silly you. No armor for you.
Oh, well. But I do have the manual, but it sounds like you have the manual. Did you guys bring it with you to
You know
the show?
what? Give me 1 second here.
Because my manual is a PDF manual. But it sounds like you guys might have a... Oh, don't break that one.
Yeah, really.
Damn it.
Be careful.
You think that
This is great pod.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. We'll cut this out.
No, leave it. Leave it in. Leave it in.
Okay. All right.
The
Nice shirt,
instructions.
by the way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Mine was
What's that?
dirty.
What's that?
says nice shirt.
You know,
Oh,
we have our
hey.
shirts, but I don't think we ever wear them for the
Exactly.
show, Mike. I don't know if I've ever
Yeah,
seen.
I usually wear
them
mine.
outdoors.
I usually wear mine doing other things.
Yeah.
All right,
Tilling the
so here it
garden,
is.
you know.
Yep. Casco. Oh yeah, and the map is right there
I
inside.
thought
of
you were
it.
gonna frame this.
I should have, but I was too just. I didn't want to.
See,
Why would you
can I?
frame that?
Oh, I'm gonna give a little backstory on why we chose this one for today. So on our channel we played this. I think it was Was it before Super Mario Brothers? So it was, or was it after?
I think it was after.
So it was past our 100th game or whatever. This was Paul's, by far, his biggest triumph on PowerTrip. Because I think we spent probably total beating this game between him playing off camera and on camera about 25 to 30 hours to
at
beat
least
this.
20 hours.
Which is
Yeah.
pretty epic for a Nintendo game.
Yeah.
So I figured, behind us in our videos, we have the high C ecto cooler things from when we did Ghostbusters. We have like trophies of our triumphs.
That
And
makes sense.
this would be a perfect one to have right behind us. So that's why we would frame it.
I
Okay,
should
that
get a frame.
makes total sense.
Yeah.
Then. I noticed that you had 17 different videos for beating this game. Yeah, there's a bunch.
I think it was 13 or 14, but it was and that's and actually the first video has it's kind of like a spliced together videos of the fails that we had done, because we actually did, I think, two 5-hour segments that we ended up not being able to use because we didn't beat the game on either
you died
either
so many
attempt.
times.
Well, no, it never.
Couldn't even figure it out.
That's the funny thing, is that they give you 50 lives, and right off the bat you think, oh man, why are they giving me 50 lives? The lives are so inconsequential,
Oh my god.
because you can make it so far, and if you screw up something along the way, you may not know until the 45th minute or an hour later that you've screwed up, and that you have to that's it. It doesn't matter if you have 30 or 40 lives left, or 10 or 15. You're done. You have to start over again. So the lives really mean nothing.
You
in this
really,
game.
I mean, okay, we're really digging into this game. First, I want to ask a couple questions.
Yes.
One, did you play it when you were a kid, or did you just play it for the show, kind of, for the first time?
Never played it once as a kid.
Never even heard of it.
Yeah, I
Never
had.
heard of it either.
I think the first time I played this was a few years back, where I popped in the game, played it for a little bit, thought, you're gonna laugh at me. It made me think a lot of Legacy of the Wizard, just because of the dungeon crawling aspects of it.
This game made me think a lot of Legacy of the Wizard, too.
Okay,
actually.
thank you. I'm glad it's not just me. And so at first I was kind of overwhelmed, and I turned it off, and I thought, you know what? One day I'm going to come back to this game, because I love Legacy of the Wizard, so I'm going to love this game. And when we actually came back to it for the show, I got nothing. Yeah.
All right, well, then let me
I
ask
didn't
you.
realize.
Let me
How
ask you
hard.
my second question then. Do you care to read the story to us from the manual?
I most certainly can. So, we've got the story. A long time ago, in a faraway land, there lived a lovely young princess named Margarita.
It's
Margarita.
Margarita! Her beauty and grace were known throughout the land, especially to Mad Miser, the dark lord of the grim Groken Castle, high in the Forbidden Mountains. He had vowed to make the princess his queen, and so one terrible day he sent his ghoulish helpers to capture her, and she was carried off and imprisoned in one of the 100 miserable rooms of Groken Castle. News of the kidnapping spread throughout the kingdom, and many courageous young men braved the perils of Groken Castle in an attempt to rescue the princess, only to become hopelessly lost in the complicated maze of rooms, ensnared in one of the many treacherous traps, or foiled by Mad Miser's deadly servants. Finally, the news reached the worthy Prince Raphael, who had long loved the princess from afar. Raising his sword to the heavens, Prince Raphael swore that nothing would keep him from her side, and set out on his castle quest.
Self-referential, I like it.
The odds against him seemed hopeless, but legend has it that 2 magical fairies have been held captive in the castle for centuries. If the prince can find and release them to gain their help, he may yet succeed in his quest. And to rescue his fair princess, he is prepared to face the deadly wrath of the Dark Lord himself.
Oy.
That is the story. Yeah.
So many flaws in that story.
And scene.
Such a promising story. Like they weave such a tale and then just
they
drop the ball.
Yeah, but they weave such a tale, but it's such a common thing too. It's like the princess is captured by the villain, the Mad Miser, who wants to then make her his queen, and then the fair hero is the one who is supposed to rescue the princess. It's the story you've heard a million times.
As old as time, as they say.
Yes, correct.
Total trope.
But they did throw in the inclusion of fairies. The fairies that have been stuck in the castle for centuries.
That's right. And they didn't go with just your generic prince. They went with a 3 Musketeer.
Yeah.
They did.
And it's funny because the instructions look...
clad.
Oh, she's a babe.
Yes. Margarita is actually, she's quite an attractive princess.
But yeah, in the instructions they show a picture of the knight when they're talking about Raphael, and you're like, oh, cool, I'll get to be this cool guy.
So I don't know if you could see it, but yeah, there's your knight that you think that you are going to be, because apparently he's decked out in a suit of armor that you would think he'd be able to handle the dungeon of the Mad Miser, but yeah, he never has any kind of armor.
Yeah, I will say also that they're a little lazy in their manual here, because they have that one really awesome drawing that's on the box art, and they just reuse it over and over again. Like this is just clip art from the box.
This is literally, you're right. This is literally clip art from the box. Yeah,
they just crop it out.
So they didn't redraw anything. They just clipped the box art and reused it again. But what are you gonna do? That's okay.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the game. I've realized that the NES, there's a genre in the NES that doesn't really exist almost anywhere else. Okay, because eventually this genre kind of turns into Metroidvania. But at the time, that was really not a thing, and this is not really detailed enough to be a Metroidvania. So I feel like the NES has a fairly unique genre. The 2D side-scrolling maze. That's basically what this is. And that's also kind of what Legacy of the Wizard is.
Yeah.
And there's tons of games that I can think of. I can't think of the names of them, but I'm picturing them, like seeing them, playing them in my mind, that are like 2D maze games on the NES.
Yeah, and this game was really, it really was like Legacy of the Wizard, just even in the layout of the map and the where you're going. This is a 10 by 10 grid of rooms, and I think Legacy of the Wizard was a 16 by 16. So it's somewhat similar, and has about the as much cohesion in the layout of the of the map as Legacy of the Wizard had. So
this game also to me feels kind of like, I know it's not randomly generated, but it feels like a randomly generated game.
It
almost.
Sure does.
Because every room just feels like it was just kind of... It's almost like it's not designed. It's like it's just made by a computer. You know what I mean?
It's almost like each... And actually, as I was thinking about this, it's almost like each room, like to call it a puzzle game, each room was designed with, okay, well, what's a good puzzle that we can include in here? Okay, this is a good puzzle. And then they'll think about the next room, like, okay, what's the next puzzle? Okay, well, make that in the next room. And so it's like 100 little puzzles that all are laid out in a map grid that just, like I said, has absolutely no cohesion to the map. This Groken castle is quite broken. I mean, broken.
Yeah, and it felt like you kind of alluded to this, Paul, but the way I felt like it was like they just kind of designed the layout, and then they were like, okay, now we got to come up with a bunch of puzzles to put together. So it's like, okay, I don't know.
Now I'm gonna sum up my feelings before we get into the details instead of in reverse. Okay, this game to me, I would think I would have actually really enjoyed this game if two things would have been true. One, it's not a map layout where you go to any room. It was like a level layout where you beat one room and moved on to the next one.
Like a
Solomon's Key,
like Adventures of Lolo, even. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, or and then this kind of goes along with the same lines. You just get rid of the keys. For the most part, just get rid of the key system. Just have like each level. Yeah, almost like a side-scrolling jumping game with some light puzzle elements, and then once you beat a room, you go on to the next room. Almost like also kind of like Donkey Kong for the Game Boy, if you remember. This game really could have worked as a game like that, I think. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's just not that game at all.
Very much so.
No, in fact, the keys are such a hindrance. I think honestly that's what detracts from the fun of the game. There's like 100 little puzzles throughout each room, but they're all within one overly elaborate puzzle, which is the doors and the keys. Because you have to be... The rooms feel so illogically placed, but they're so precise that it drives you insane.
Yeah.
Even with this map, it doesn't help.
Yeah.
Like the map tells you which direction to go, but not what to do in the room.
Yeah, and it's funny too because I said this once we got done. I mean, with all the frustration that I went through actually playing this game and trying to map out everything, honestly, I sort of like the game. I think that it does have its fun aspects and that it can be rewarding, but there are a few fatal flaws of this game that they just really messed up on. One is the amount of keys, making a finite amount of keys where you don't have as many keys as you do rooms that you're going into.
Yeah, doors.
And the fact that you have these potential things where they are trying to mess you up, where if you lose a key piece of a puzzle that you destroy in one room, and then you end up circling around 45 minutes later, you come back to that room, and then you realize, oh my God, I needed that in order to make it through this puzzle. It's almost like they're intentionally trying to like throw you off or to mess you up so that you have to start over again. And this game is not one that you can just pick up and just kind of casually play. I mean, it's an investment if you really want to play it, and I think that's what turns people off to it.
Your investment is probably the big word there, because this game, as we mentioned earlier, there's no save.
No.
There's no way at all to checkpoint system, nothing.
Yeah.
So you have to play through it all kind of at once,
Well, and that's
there
actually
are dead ends.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah, and that's actually one of the funny things too, is that as Justin said too, the Japanese version, the difference between that and the American version is you only have 4 lives in the Japanese version, but it has a save feature. But when you really think about it, when you boil it down, the save feature doesn't do you any good, because if you screw up and you don't know that you screwed up, you can save wherever you want to save, but guess what? You're still going to have to start over again. The way that I had kind of thought about this is it's almost like if you're playing Adventures of Lolo and you go through the 5th level and you were supposed to beat it this way, not that way, but this way, so that you got a key item, but you don't find out that you were supposed to do it this way until you get to room 72. And it's like, by that point, you're like, oh, okay, well, I don't want to start over again, and I'm just not going to play this game again. So, Castlequest is...
Can you imagine if all NES games were like that? What if in Bubble Bobble you were playing, and you're like on level 3 on Bubble Bobble, and you're supposed to pop this one thing in the corner, and then you get to 99. And you're like, oh, I don't have the Super Bubble. What the
Super Mario? Yeah. Super Mario Brothers, you were supposed to pick up the axe to knock down the bridge for 8-4. to kill Bowser in like
Yeah.
level 3, and
like
world 3,
and you didn't get it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
Like
man.
World 8-4 is the only level where the bridge doesn't have its own little button to hit. You had to have brought it with you.
had to bring
right,
it.
exactly. You had to bring your own axe. Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
this game has there's one on the NES called The Immortal. It's kind of the same exact thought. There's literally a way to lose in the very first room you start in, but you won't realize you've lost until the end of the game.
Oh,
It's-
man. That would be
It's
so
so
mad.
deceptive.
That is so
And but
ridiculous.
that one has a password feature.
Yeah.
So even if you get a password, all your passwords are moot because
Well,
you screwed up in that one room.
again, same thing with Castlequest, where the passwords and even people who want to like emulate this game and have save states. Again, the save states aren't going to do you any good unless
No.
you're using them just solely for trying to learn the puzzles and trying to like clear the puzzles. But
Map it out yourself.
as far as trying to beat the game, save states do you absolutely no good.
Yeah.
So-
So this
Yeah.
game's frustrating.
It's
Yeah.
yeah.
The all the stuff we've talked about, plus I could not stand the way this guy controlled. Like his jump, his floaty jump, and his itty bitty tiny dagger that just barely sticks out in front of him.
Yeah.
You can't kill anybody with it. I just stopped trying to kill anybody.
You
Oh,
just halfway through the game. Well, not even halfway through the game. I would say about maybe a good 4 screens into the game, you realize that no, you probably should just jump over people. You shouldn't. Yeah, don't try to stab them because it's only going to end poorly.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Where's this nice fancy rapier he's got on the cover? You know,
Really.
Yeah. Yeah.
So the only thing you can kill are
It
these
broke.
bushy little things that look like snarfs from
from
what was that?
Thundercats.
From
Yeah.
Thundercats. I think they're like dwarves or
They're
something.
they're called attack cats.
attack cats.
Yeah.
Wow.
But
It's a mess.
But yeah, the controls actually, it's funny. I got used to the whole jumping and hovering aspect of it. I think you get used to that. The whole having to kind of be a half pixel off of like crates and boxes and whatever, like for puzzle stacking, you get used to that. But the controls of actually having to like push something and be precise really got frustrating because you couldn't just slightly tap the button to do something, otherwise he wouldn't do it. So you had to kind of lay into it, but then by laying into it you risk pushing something too far or moving too fast or whatever it is, so it ends up kind of screwing you over in that sense. So then you have to then restart the room or restart the puzzle. So
Yep,
it
I know exactly what you mean.
definitely it definitely takes some getting used to.
I the controls I don't knock as much because it's just a different feeling. It's not they're not terrible because it feels different than most.
Exactly.
side-scrolling games.
I would not by any means say that the controls are terrible because we've played games with a lot worse controls, but they take some getting used to.
Yeah, and spikes apparently hurt you from the side. I learned that.
Spikes do hurt you from the side. Yeah, because those spikes are really sharp on their sides. They're
Makes
little.
no sense.
No, none whatsoever.
Poor Raphael.
Yeah,
Didn't stand a chance.
yeah.
Well, so
And
what do you guys think about the graphics on this game? The Raphael sprite's a little short, and a little stocky.
I feel like they're mediocre, to be honest.
Yeah.
They feel like
They're-
a lot of game. Legacy of
Yeah.
the Wizard. I know we keep alluding to it, but that's pretty much exactly what it feels like. Go on, Paul, spit it out.
How dare you compare this to Legacy of the Wizard to say that it's bland or that it's boring?
It's not great.
Because I was actually going to use that to say how boring it is when compared to Legacy of the Wizard. Because yes, the sprites. So variety of the enemies, like there's really like 3 different types of enemies. That's
Yeah.
it. Little Raphael is just he's a chubby cherub, 3 musketeer, and very very small. The backgrounds are non-existent. It's just literally it's just a black screen, and so basically the puzzles and stuff like that. That's the only graphics. So this game was released in September of 1989. Legacy of the Wizard came out in April of 1989. When you look at the backgrounds of Legacy of the Wizard or the environments and the graphics of it, yes, the main characters look really squatty and non-existent, but the environments were just so grandiose to me. Like, there was so much that was put into it. There was art in the backgrounds, there was mountains, there was whatever. This game had absolutely none of that. So it was bland, but it didn't have to be bland. If that makes sense.
Yeah. Bland for blandness sake?
Bland for blandness sake, yeah, because they wanted to focus on the puzzles. Yeah.
I will say that for 1989, by that time in the life cycle of NES, we should be expecting better than this
Should
game.
be better, yeah.
It should have been better. And there already was better at that point.
Yeah, right. Yeah. The graphics are not terrible, but they're just just nothing. I feel like
they're very bland.
Graphics.
Nothing to see here. Move on.
Exactly.
Which brings me to my next question. What about the sound of the music?
Oh God.
So the music, in my opinion, gets a 10, because it's. Oh, wait a minute.
10 out of what?
Oh no, that's right. Okay, so the music to a game called Lisa the Painful, that gets a 10, because what I would do when I was practicing this game is I would always mute the television and then listen to other music, because that's literally the only way that you're going to make it past this game with your sanity. I give the music a 1 just because it's terrible and it grates on you.
Okay, so for the people listening to the podcast on audio and not the behind-the-scenes version, I'm not putting the music voices for this episode.
I have to thank you for that, because I honestly, as I thought about like how you do the podcast and you have the music in the background, I'm thinking to myself, like, you're going to drive people away if you have that music constantly loop. It's literally a 6-second loop that just keeps playing. Okay, seriously.
No, I know the whole song by heart.
I think I woke up screaming one night and singing that song. My wife's like, "What are you doing?"
Castlequest!
Sweating.
You're just sweating.
Trying to get out of this castle.
Oh, man.
Yeah, there's literally, I think, so you've got no music on the opening screen. There's the regular 6-second loop throughout every single room of the castle. It never changes.
Which resets, by the way, every time you leave
Which
the room.
resets every time you leave the room and come back on. Yes, which is wonderful. There is a different sound effect for when you get a water tank, so that you can go in water. There is a different song when you rescue a fairy, so there's a little bit of variety there.
Oh, when you're invincible.
And when you're invincible, so yeah, so maybe with the variety of it, we bump it up to a 2, maybe? No, we don't. No, it's still a 1.
I'll give it a 1.2. 1.2.
1.2, there we go. 1.2 for music.
Out of 100.
Yeah, exactly. Wouldn't have it any other way.
Honestly, this may be the worst of the games we played for the show. This may be the worst music that I've experienced.
It is, because there's loops of music where they're quick, but there's some that are just catchy and stick in your head. There is no redeeming quality whatsoever to it.
Actually, I can think of a worse soundtrack than this.
I think you're lying.
Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle and Friends. Do you remember that mess?
I remember how incredibly frustrating the game was, but not the music.
It's bad.
Well,
guess what our next game thing is going to be on here?
No.
He's not going to do that.
A little foreshadow for you.
He's not going to do that to you.
No, I won't.
Now we can always trust Andy to bring the goods.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm here for.
Well, I don't have a whole lot left to say about this game. I don't know if you guys do or not.
No.
My audio is like
audio issues.
There we go. I'm back in now. There we go.
Paul was afraid I was going to start playing the music to the game.
Oh man, yeah. I literally have nightmares of that. It's just it's bad. So, but no, like I said, the soundtrack to that video game called Lisa the Painful, like People should check it out. It's quite catchy, and every time I hear that, like the music for that game now, the only thing I could see in my head is Castle Quest. So I kind of messed up on that one.
Oh yeah,
Nice.
a little PTSD on that one.
It's yeah, close to.
I think I probably listened to I probably just listened to like some Metallica or something when I was playing this game.
Honestly,
Some real music, you know.
whatever music you love, just listen to it, pop it in instead of listening to the music of this game. It's just just hit mute.
Jeez, this game
All right,
really is a
so,
mess.
Yeah.
So you guys, I guess what's the next question, Justin? Is it worth it? How much to go for?
Yeah, so is it worth it? So it's really about $8-9 game. You can get this online. You can actually get a game and manual for about $10. So
Game and manual for $10, huh?
yeah,
Nice.
so
And you better have the map in that manual too, if you want to
yeah.
pay that for it.
Yeah, you gotta have the map. You gotta have the map for this game. So go ahead and pay the $10 if we think it's worth it.
Yeah.
For me, you would have to pay me that $10 to take this game.
It actually might be more than 10.
I think I literally put this game in the furthest corner of my closet after I got done playing it. So that
That's
way
where
I
it
have to see
belongs.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
I'm.
I feel like this game is one of those where, you know, if you really like trying to figure games out and really like a challenge, this is, I mean, it's a great game for it. I mean,
It's long, so I
It's-
mean, you'll definitely get your money's worth if it's the kind of game that you want. But
yeah. I mean, this I would say is one of your better accomplishments in gaming in general because of how much you had to devote to it.
yeah,
I mean, it's really an accomplishment. It's a thing of beauty to watch somebody beat it. But my God,
but to
the work to do it.
I was gonna say, to be quite honest though, and I don't say this often about a game that I said like, oh, ultimately I think I liked it, but is it worth it? I don't think so. It's just I don't think so for that price. No, because there's no replayability to this game. If you manage to beat it somehow, you will never ever feel the need to ever come back to this game ever again. And like I said, you could get overwhelmed from this game within the first 5 minutes because of how immense the castle is, how big the map is, and if this game doesn't resonate with you within those first 5 minutes, you are going to literally turn this game off and you're not going to play it again. So honestly, unless you are a big fan of puzzle games and just trying to like plot out your maps and understanding it from that perspective, it's not going to be worth it. It's not going to be worth the headache.
If you're a fan of this early style of maze puzzle Metroid-y type game that's not quite Metroid yet, if you're just a huge fan of this, yeah, I guess it is worth it.
Yeah,
I just think that this is a genre, if you will, that just at this time in the life cycle of the genre just was not
they didn't have
well-defined.
their footing. Yep, they didn't have their footing at that point. Yeah.
From the games that I've played, with the exception of maybe Metroid itself, on the NES, they just none of them I've really liked all that much.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
On the NES anyway.
Yeah. So, it's got those dungeon crawling aspects and that Metroidvania-ish style, but it really went too far to intentionally deceive you, I think, and to try to foil your quest to actually beat it. So it just, I think it's not good.
and like I alluded to earlier, if there's a couple of little changes that could have been made, that would have made this just a great game. But
it would have.
There would have been fundamental changes to the game, so I don't know that it would have been possible anyways.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep,
Yeah.
I completely agree.
Glad we're done with it.
Yes.
For some reason, Paul wanted. You guys were already done with it, but Paul wanted to just bring it right back.
there's something about it. I just and because of it reminded me of Legacy of the Wizard. I mean, just call it a habit.
Go out there, go bury it, but not in a pet cemetery.
Yes.
Here it comes back.
It'll come back on mobile on the iOS stores. Remake Castlequest because was that King's Knight just came back. They did a remake of King's Knight for iOS. It actually looks pretty cool.
I'll be stuck playing it on my fancy new iPhone next Friday.
There you go.
I can't see them ever coming back to Castlequest.
All right, so this is where we transition to achievements, but I want to do something. I want to mix something up just a little bit.
Sure.
Okay. Normally, we have you guys tell everybody about your show at the beginning or the end or both, but I think things are more effective when you do it right smack dab in the middle. So, if people want to see you in all your frustrations with this game, how would they do that?
So they would go to PowerTripGaming.tv. Take you right to our channel where you can check out all the games that we played. So, but just a little segue here. So me and Andy, we started back in 2015, and we collected each one of the officially licensed Nintendo games of North America, and we're trying to not only just play each one in succession, but we're trying to actually beat and complete each one of them that can be beaten. So we're on a quest to try to beat every single one that we can, and so we're sharing our exploits. PowerTripGaming.tv. You can watch all of our frustration. Some games are fantastic and we love to play them. Some games are so frustrating. It's not family friendly though, so just you're forewarned that there is some cursing and some tantrums,
some raunch talk,
and some raunch talk.
Well, to be honest, this probably wouldn't be a family-friendly show if we actively played it during the podcast.
That's it. Yeah. It's a very good point.
I think when Paul and I talked about doing this the first time, he had said, "Yeah, you have to watch your mouth," because I mean, I admit I swear like a sailor a lot on our show, and he said you guys prepare it by playing it or playing it beforehand, and I'm like, yeah, if you guys played during it, it'd be a different show.
Yeah.
No chance.
Especially with some of the ones we've had on here. It wouldn't go well. But we're by I think 129 games deep now. Because I think our latest one we just did was Cybernoid. And we actually went on a slight hiatus for a while. We ended up having a strange falling out with a friend of ours who owned all of our equipment. So when he got very upset, mostly at me, he took everything. So we had to rebuild everything from scratch, our graphics, our music, like everything.
Yeah.
But in doing so, now we upgraded our stuff, so now we can play more than just the NES. We're playing Resident Evil 4 right now. Currently, we have so many plans to play other platforms.
And a special shout out to Dude Hickman. When he's not being a Genesis germ, for creating a wonderful opening and closing soundtrack for us, and to Kazzy. I don't know if she actually listens to Dudes in an S, but she did all of our new our new graphics and stuff. So special shouts out to them.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're back and you're better than ever.
That's right.
You're like the Bionic Man.
That's right.
The $1 Million Man. What is it?
And that's when we came back to Bionic Commando, because we are.
That's true. That was our return game.
That was.
Nice. So I do recommend people check you guys out because I really do like your stuff. I will say though, I like your game stuff, but anytime you do like the videos that aren't the game stuff, those are some of my favorites. So like the one where I forget what game you bought, Paul, but it wasn't the right game.
Musha.
It was Musha.
That was that was the funniest video I've seen in a long time.
Oh my gosh, I got so upset,
Such raw emotion.
Yeah, it was real. That was a real.
No, it's because I seriously thought that I was like, okay, it's a fake label. At least the game's real. The game wasn't even real. So it was bad.
That was great.
But yeah, we want to do more of that kind of stuff as well too. So check out the channel because we do odds and ends stuff like that too. So check us out.
Looking forward to it. All right, trophies. Retrofitted trophies?
Retrofitted trophies.
Did anybody come up with any?
I have 3 of them.
I came up with 5.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Jeez.
Well,
Okay, I guess you need to start us off then.
alright, I'll do one. It's called 50 Lives to Live, where it's pretty much just use all 50 of your lives, because it's a chore even to try and die 50 times.
It actually is.
You will never lose this game by running out of lives.
No, I don't think I ever did.
No.
Not once.
No, you got to hit the reset button instead.
Yeah, exactly.
Most of the time.
Exactly. So my first one is it's get snarfed, and it's kill 20 attack cat enemies, and I had to do that just because the attack cats literally look like Snarf from Thundercats.
Oh, lion! Oh, snarf, snarf!
I am not familiar with Snarf or the Thundercats, really. So
No,
I don't
yeah,
know what you guys have been
Thundercats,
talking about, but
I'm hoping. Well, I'm hoping that some of the listeners out there will know what Thundercats are, and if they check out this game,
I'm sure they will.
they'll know what that means. But yeah, Snarf is just he's just like the kind of the mascot, the Jar Jar Binks, if you will,
Yeah,
of Thundercats, where he just or if you're familiar with He-Man, he was kind of like the counterpart to Orko.
Yeah. I'm sure if you Google Snarf, the first image that pops up, you'll be like, yes, that does look like those goofy cat things.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna look it up. Actually, I'll give you one of my trophies, and then I'll look it up.
Okay.
My first trophy is this Solomon's key? And that's just it's just to get a key in the first room.
Yeah, it does look like Solomon's Key. It's funny.
All right, I'm going to go with Precision Expert, and that is kill 10 enemies with your dagger. Because you have to be very precise.
That's a good one.
Yeah, you really do.
In terms of PlayStation trophies, that would be a gold. A gold trophy.
Really.
Okay, Snarf, looked him up. He's adorable. I love Snarf.
He looks cute, but
He is. You don't even want to take out the attack cats because he's adorable.
Oh, he is adorable. That's a bad guy? Oh.
in
Yeah.
Castlequest, he is.
I'm just going to jump over his head from now on. I'm never hitting him with my dagger.
Yeah,
again.
don't do it.
well, you'll find that he will kill you most of the time because he jumps with you in the game.
He does. That's
He's
right.
programmed to jump whenever you jump.
Yeah.
Uh,
I'll take that risk.
so another one of my trophies is Feed Me, Seymour, and it's get eaten by the Phantom Flower. So I just had to throw that out there.
Who will get that reference?
I hope somebody gets it.
Is that Little Shop of Horrors?
That's
or
Little
whatever?
Shop of Horrors.
Oh.
Yep.
That's what I thought.
Yep.
He gets the trophy.
Yes.
Nice.
He was afraid nobody would understand the reference.
Yeah.
No, I like Little Shop of Horrors. It's a good one.
Yeah. Me too.
Excellent.
You should have done it. You should have presented it in a little shop. Feed me, Seymour. You should have done it that way. People would have got it.
Feed me, Seymour.
Yeah, I can't do voices. I have one voice.
Are
in
you
my
guys still talking
repertoire.
about Little Shop of Horrors?
That's
Yeah.
apparently he is. He won't let it go. He won't let it go.
Sorry. Well, I'll move on to my second one. It's questing in the castle, and that is beat the game using an alternate path other than the one provided on this map. I personally think it's impossible because it's impossible, but apparently it is.
The
It's
manual
possible to do.
the manual says it's not impossible,
Yeah.
but the manual lies. So yeah.
Because the game is so tricky in the fact that it gives you keys. It'll give you like maybe 3 different colored keys in a room, but there's 5 different doors. So you don't know which door you're supposed to go in. Not only that, but sometimes you have to preemptively open doors to get through it later in the game.
Yes,
that you don't realize you have to do.
Yes, you do.
It's
And the map
ridiculous.
doesn't even tell you that too.
And the map does not tell you.
Oh.
So the map
So
is,
ridiculous.
I'd say the map is about 50% accurate.
Yeah. That's
That would be the what's below the platinum? Is that the gold?
that's a gold.
That's a gold trophy as well.
All right, my next one is called Orienteering Master, or maybe Master of Orienteering, whichever way you want to say it. And that is beat the game using the map. Follow the map exactly and beat the game.
Yeah.
I like it.
Hey, that's the trophy we got then.
Oof.
You guys are the masters of orienteering.
All right. My next one is Are You Screwing With Me? And that is the first 2 times you play the game, get to dead ends in the game.
You could do a tiered one on that. Do it 5 times, do it 10 times, do it 25 times.
I am pretty sure that I actually probably said that during the first couple times playing this and getting to a dead end. And are you messing with me? Are you messing with me, game? That's so accurate. So another one of mine is called I Have the Power, and it's get powered by the power beam. Now, the funny thing about this is I'm sure that I don't know how far you guys got, but I'm just going to take a stab here with my short rapier that you guys did not make it to any one of the power fountains. And it's funny because the first time I made it to one of these things, actually the first several times I made it to these things, I avoided them like the plague because they looked like they could kill you, and I just didn't want to die. And little did I know that they actually supercharge you and make you temporarily invincible. So, so if you actually let the beam get you, then you're actually powered up. So,
which is necessary to even beat the game.
Which is actually necessary. So I'm glad that
let me tell you how far I did get in this game. I have no idea. I have no idea how far I got. I just played it, and I don't even know where I was. So.
Well, there were 100 rooms in it.
Well,
how many rooms would you say you traversed?
Well, it's funny because that's how we
at least hit a quarter of them.
Well, and that's how we used to keep track of our progress too. Is we would count like, okay, how many rooms did we actually make it through? Like 20, 21, 22. But then when you get to later stages of the game, to like the third section when you're trying to rescue Margarita, you're going to be backtracking through multiple rooms that you've already covered multiple times. So actually, you can't even use that as a gauge of how far you've actually made it. So
answer me this. This will help me with my next trophy. Do you enter all 100 rooms?
You do.
In order to beat the game?
You do. You will at least clip or enter the screen of each one of the rooms, each 100. At least the
route given
by the map that was included with the game will have you traverse all 100 rooms.
Okay, well, I have a trophy that was called Fully Explored, and that was enter all 100 rooms. So that's one that naturally happens then.
Yeah, but I wonder though if there is a path that you can take that's not of the map where you will go less than the 100 rooms. So
has anybody ever done a speed run of this game? I wonder.
I don't know.
You guys could be the first to do the speed run.
If somebody has done a speed run of this game, Lord have mercy on their soul. Because it's not worth it.
There are some of these rooms that have puzzles where these elevators will go up and down. That one particular room, I think, took us 25 minutes.
No, it didn't take us 25. I knew what I was doing, but it still took me literally 10 minutes.
It felt like 25 minutes.
It felt like 25 minutes. It was 10, I assure you.
Every time I played this game felt like about 3 times as long as I thought.
Uh-huh. Yeah. Yep.
I feel like I would play this game, and then I'd be like, man, all right, I put in a good hour. So, I got at least a little bit I can talk about, and then I look at the clock like, it's only been 30 minutes.
So online, on the website speedrun.com, but you have to submit a video that you did it. And I'm not going to watch the video.
Please don't.
But apparently somebody in Japan did it in 12 minutes, 37 seconds.
BS.
Wow.
BS.
I'm going to call it,
I'm calling
ridiculous.
Shenanigans. I'm calling shenanigans on that.
But there is a video?
There's a video that you can watch. Like I said, I'm not going to watch it to verify it, but that's what they're saying.
Let me just say then, to the listeners out there, rather than play this game, it might just be worth your time to watch that 12-minute video.
Maybe just, watch the 12-minute speedrun of it. Then you'll
kind of curious.
You'll experience everything that you would have if you played the game yourself.
I'm gonna watch that video later.
If anybody's interested, like I said, you can go to speedrun.com and watch it. So.
I'm sorry for my harsh letters too. Before I didn't. Yeah, it's just 12 minutes seems very, very unlikely for beating this game.
You had harsh letters. Is that something we'll have to edit out?
Maybe.
I agree, but
I better write that down.
I'm just reporting the facts, sir.
Yeah, no, I understand. We will not shoot the messenger.
I may need to write that down.
What?
I don't have any way of writing it down.
Well,
I should really start bringing paper to the podcast. You know.
I actually started bringing a dry erase board because every so often when we're playing games for our channel, I'll say something like, "Let the record show that such and such happened." It's been a running gag now. Well, now I'm finally at one point going to edit a video of every time I've said, "Let the record show." There's going to be an actual record. So I'm going to do that. So now I have a black dry erase board in here, so I'm ready. I'm prepared. Yeah. It only took me 120 games to do it, but I did it.
That's very true.
All right.
Sweet. I'm out of trophies.
I got one more.
I think I've got two more.
Well, y'all run through yours because I'm done too. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, this one's actually a Paul will get the reference, but it'll take some explaining. But it's called the Perils of Perfection, and that is end the game with 0 keys. Because it is possible to end the game with more keys than you are allotted.
Yes, which I did actually. I think I ended with two yellow keys and 1 green key.
I think so,
or something like that. Yeah, or 1 blue key. 1 blue key and 2 yellow keys.
Which actually, I suppose I can just segue into my last trophy, which is cutting corners, end the game with an abundance of any key.
Yeah, which is difficult. Yeah. But so my last 2 trophies. So. This one is, I gotta sing. Going to the castle and we're gonna get fairies. And that's obtain both fairies in the game. And then my last one is keys, give me a margarita. And that's beat the game.
Yeah, I like it. I like that.
I think we should go for a drink after this.
I think Paul gets a trophy of the show, even though we don't really give that out.
Right. We do now.
We do now. Trophy of the show goes to Paul.
Hey, sweet. All I had to do was
how do you guys want to rate this game? Any ideas?
Oh, I have nothing. This is the part of the show that I was fearing because
it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, because and it's kind of like the game, actually, kind of like the.
It's very fitting.
Maybe since Groken Castle, since it's like such a haphazard odds and end castle, maybe like a building or something like that, like a design building that you like or think that's crazy or something like that.
Okay, I don't have to like it though, right?
Or no, you don't have to like it, but just what does Groken Castle remind you of? Like what's the building that you would?
All right, I've got one. And then nobody but Justin's going to know what it is, probably.
Oh, if you steal mine, I'm going to be aggravated. Because we may have the same one.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So on UT campus, UT campus. But wait, hey, I haven't said it yet. The architecture building is just the most ugly building I've ever seen.
It's the most hideous building.
And it's confusing when you go in it. It just doesn't make any sense. It's like concrete colored. It's not brick. It's just like
hideous.
A gray,
it's so ugly.
hideous
it's
blob
depressing.
on the campus.
Yeah.
So I will say that's mine because I don't like this game at all, and that this game does not belong on the NES, and that building does not belong on the beautiful UT campus.
Nor does it belong to an architecture program.
Yeah, that's the weirdest thing about it. It's an architecture program, and it's an ugly building.
Yeah. So. Well, that was mine. You nailed mine.
Well, we can
exactly.
share. We can share.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just that's the building that sticks out most to me.
Yeah.
For this game.
I would say to me, this game reminds me of kind of like an airport terminal or like an airport because there's so many different little paths here and there that it's just so confusing to me. Even with signs, I'm always confused. So that's what this game feels like. We had a map and we couldn't beat this game.
Yeah,
and that's what it feels like.
That was the most aggravating part. Is I had a map. I knew exactly where I was supposed to go, and I still had to restart, and I still couldn't really do it.
Have you ever been in an airport, had a map, and not found your plane? It could happen. Don't be embarrassed. Don't be embarrassed if it happens.
No, because they'll change the terminals on you, and you won't know until it's too late.
Houston did that to me, and I was so aggravated. Houston is like the weirdest airport, and they called overhead and changed the terminal like 3 different times on us.
Oh my gosh!
We had to go like three different places, And then you're like in this really nice part of the airport, and you're like, oh, this is a pretty nice airport. And then you go to get on your plane, and it's just this giant room that feels like a bus terminal. And it was like hot. It was like in the middle of summer, and like it didn't feel like it was an air conditioned room, I guess, because the doors were opening so much, and it was terrible.
Oh, that's terrible.
But anyway.
All right. So I'm actually going to say kind of like a building design that this reminds me of, but probably nobody is going to get it. But in Spring Green, Wisconsin, there's a place called House on the Rock, and it is basically this really eccentric guy created basically a living space that he built like into the rock. It was not really like a mountain, but like a rock. It's a very unique place, but at the same time, it really just reminds me of this broken castle because nothing seems to make sense. There's a room here and a dining area here and whatever. It's all over the place, and it's just nothing seems to really make sense. And there's a lot of like hidden nooks and stuff and little turns that you can make, and there's multiple buildings, and so it's very easy to get lost in, and so this really reminds me of that. So
okay, cool. Yeah. I bet we have some Wisconsin listeners.
I hope so, yeah. But if
people will probably know what you're talking about.
If they've heard of it, yeah, look up House on the Rock. It's a very unique place in Wisconsin.
Sweet. All right.
Actually, now that I think about it, there was one mechanic in the game that we didn't even touch on, was the fact that you could reset the room and you could go back a room at the cost of a life. Remember, you had to hit controller 2, you hit like start or whatever to bring up like a sub menu. Yeah, it told you in the instructions that you will have to do this to beat this game. Like, I guess if you broke a pot or something, you could hit start or something on controller 2, and you could reset everything that you just did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
you're blowing my mind right now. What on controller 2?
Yeah. Which you're out of luck if you have only one controller.
Yeah,
but
and even on page 8 of the manual, it's the sub-command mode. During the game, press the A or B button on controller 2 to see its sub-command display. You'll need to use these functions in order to conquer Castlequest. Read through them carefully and take advantage of them whenever you can.
That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
So you could reset the room, or you could go back one room, but it only went back to the previous room you entered. So if you were in a room, you exited it, and then went back in it, that would count as the one you went back, which still doesn't help you if you destroy something 50 minutes ago.
Exactly,
Yeah, I completely forgot to touch on that.
That is crazy. I'm glad you remembered to think about that, because I did not come across that at all when I was playing. I didn't think to use the second controller port to do anything, because it was a straightforward one-player game. So this is a two-player game.
Yeah, well, technically, yeah, technically.
Okay, I don't think we utilized it till 10 hours afterwards.
It's definitely not our first playthrough. Did we utilize that? We didn't know it existed. So
okay, so we got feedback, Justin.
Oh yeah, so we got some Facebook feedback here. Phil Vecchio starts us out with, "Oh my gosh, this is one of my favorite games. I spent hours mapping this thing out. So much fun."
Really?
Yeah. Really?
I'm so sorry, Phil.
Well, I'm not sorry. I just want to know why.
Yeah.
Why?
I'm sorry for this podcast. That's what I'm sorry about. Not sorry that he likes the game.
Yeah, no, that's
Actually, I can kind of see that, because, and again, Legacy of the Wizard,
the exploring aspect of it can be fun.
When I was a child, I never knew there was a point to Legacy of the Wizard. I would just run around and kill stuff. This game, I think, could kind of feel the same when you're younger. It's just kind of run around, open doors, maybe explore, solve a puzzle or two with no real purpose. So I guess I could see having fun like that as a child. Mapping it out, sort of.
I can see having fun with it if you're a kid and you can't afford like a $50 game, and so you get Castlequest for your birthday or for Christmas, and that's all you have. So you gotta make the most
of it.
Forever
have the nostalgia goggles on.
Exactly.
So it happens.
The aforementioned Dude Hickman said, here's a game I randomly picked up from a pawn shop as a kid. Despite its shortcomings, Castlequest isn't a terrible game either. Good things. It's a huge non-linear game with lots of rooms to explore, keys to collect, and simple puzzles to solve. You can reset rooms. It's a pretty fun game. Bad things. The floaty jump is weird. There is one cheery jingle that plays the entire game. Your dagger is super short. You have to use controller 2 to enter the submenu, and no ability to save.
So he says simple puzzles, which tells me that he never made it far in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, I hate to give a germ a compliment, but Dude Hickman's got some organizational skills on his feedback.
No, he definitely does. He does.
Very well thought out.
I like that kind of feedback.
That is a thesis level comment right there.
All right, Andrew Code says this is not one I am familiar with.
It's Dude Drew Bacco.
Oh yeah, Dude Drew Bacco says this is not one I'm familiar with. I'm sure the two dudes will set the record straight though. Guide me toward the right decision here. Do I need to seek it out? I will allude to an earlier part of the episode for that answer. Dude Hickman comes back and says, tagging Dan Tollin for fun. And Dan Tollin says, I really enjoy this game. A pseudo-sequel to an old Japanese-only game called The Castle. And then
I'm surprised how many people like this game. Wow, man.
Tyler Jones says, King Graham could kick that monster's butt. Oh boy, Tyler, sorry. Sorry again, Tyler. I feel like we need to apologize to Tyler again.
I don't know. We were a lot nicer to King's Quest than we were to this game.
Yeah, that's true.
So we don't have to apologize to Tyler anymore.
And he comes back and says, on a serious note, never played this game before. I'll have to check it out. Jan Ian Hook says, yuck, it's awful. This will surely be a short decision. Okay. Bradley Smith said, just got it in a lot. Got to move it to the top of the playlist now.
Maybe like middle to lower. Middle.
Gabe,
Up to it.
Gabe Van Gilder says, wow, I never played it, but it looks good. I'm excited for this review. Poor Gabe.
Also, Alien Syndrome.
Yeah.
Just kidding, Gabe.
Timmy Mack says, not one I remember. Looking forward to hear what the dudes have to say. And Tyler Jones comes back. This is great. Because he comes back with his review. So his original comment was at 12:52 on October the 25th. And he comes back at 7:15 on October the 25th and said, just tried it. 'Tis worse than poopy flavored chewing gum. And Gail Wilson rounds us out with never played it or seen it before, but I have been enjoying the PowerTrip videos.
Hey, thanks, Gail.
So,
Nice. Okay, so on Twitter, there's something weird going on here. I think somebody got hacked or something.
uh-oh.
But first of all, Aaron Hickman comes on there again. He says, character in-game may be 1/3 the height of character depicted on box. It's a disclaimer, right?
Yeah.
And we should mention Aaron is, as a dude, we'll say, is putting out some pretty groovy tunes out there these days.
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Love his stuff.
Definitely.
But under the name Daya, I don't really know where that comes from. I think he told me one time and I completely forgot. So sorry, Aaron.
Daya is a character on Orange is the New Black, too.
I'm sure that's not where it comes from. It's probably like his daughter or something. I don't know. Anyways, so terrible podcast that he's on, the Genesis Germs, but puts out some good music.
If you're a glutton for punishment, you can go listen to it. But,
Yeah. And then Andy from Paul and Andy's PowerTrip Gaming comments, one of the best games I've ever played on the NES, great music and great gameplay.
Andy, what is wrong with you?
That can't be me.
It says right here, it says Paul and Andy at PowerTrip Gaming, one of the best games I've ever played on the NES, great music and great gameplay, and then it says Andy.
Sounds like a setup. I don't even think I have the password to our Twitter.
He sure doesn't. Yeah, may have been a little bit of sabotage to.
little sabotage, get me out of their good graces. I see.
That's right.
That's okay. I got a couple more. Cecil Dredge says, I know I have this game, but I don't think I've ever played it. I guess it's time for me to get my Castlequest on.
Maybe.
More power to you if you want to.
Yeah.
All right, Google Plus. Guess who's commenting on Google
Good old Ryan Ballard.
Yes.
And the No Swear Gamer.
Ah.
Yeah. All right, so Ryan says, I'd never heard of it, so YouTube to the rescue. After watching it for a few minutes, this game looks awful. I don't like the soundtrack, and the graphics were lacking. Frankly, I don't see the appeal to this game, so maybe you guys will shed some light on that. I don't think we did.
Not ultimately, no.
I think we definitely turned the lights out even more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's definitely a nightlight, if anything.
Yeah. It's a very slow, small, dim light in the corner. Okay, the No Swear Gamer, who has also YouTube videos, competition for you guys. Although he
doesn't
no
swear.
You guys are swear.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyways, he says, wow, my Google Plus account still works. Never played the game, but the box art makes it look like a storybook version of Super Smash Bros., featuring a knight, fairies, and a musketeer, orgs, and more. I heard the musketeer was banned from the tournament play due to how imbalanced he is. It does kind of look like a weird Smash Brothers game because they're trying to knock each other off the stairs there.
Mm-hmm.
But go check out No Swear Gamer on YouTube as well. He puts out good videos.
Yeah.
He has a lot of various things he does on his videos. Like sometimes he'll have a toy or something, so I don't know.
Right.
If you like all kinds of crazy things, go check him out. And
Definitely
then I
like
have
that stuff.
I have a couple voicemails, and that should be all I got. So you guys want to listen to voicemails?
No.
Yes, please. No, or, I mean, no.
Justin, you're a jerk.
Yeah. The jerk store called.
Yeah, they're out of you.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff.
All right.
Rhubarb pie. Oh, yeah.
It's a good comment. I like it.
All right, that's yeah.
That's about Castlequest.
For those
Very relevant.
For those of you who haven't been listening to the past 2 or 3 episodes, we're asking people to tell us what their favorite fall dessert is.
That's right. I remember. Yep, I remember that.
Rhubarb pie. That's going deep in the dessert lineup there.
Yeah, so we have 1 vote for rhubarb pie. I think we have 2 for pecan right now, and 1
Zucchini
for
pie.
pumpkin.
I haven't given
Which
my
one?
decision right.
Like
I haven't given my decision yet.
Zucchini pie is pretty good.
I have my
Zucchini
decision.
pie.
Yeah, my mom made a zucchini pie. Actually, it's kind of very, very similar to like apple pie.
Mhm.
Surprising.
Zucchini just can taste like anything, can't
Yeah,
it?
it really can.
Really
Yeah.
good.
That's cool. I like zucchini. What about you, Paul?
I feel like I'd be the odd man out, but banana cream, actually. Love banana
For
cream pie.
as a fall dessert, huh?
As a fall dessert, yeah.
Wow.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Justin, hold your thoughts.
Yeah.
And I'll hold mine. We'll wait until everybody else chimes in.
Right.
Unless I've already accidentally given mine.
We talked about it, but I don't think we've given final decisions.
All right, here's another one. This one's from Josh Witt. Dude Josh Witt.
Hey, dudes. Dude Goosepoop here.
Oh, yeah, Dude
Just
Goose.
listened
Sorry.
to the Shadow of the Ninja episode. I heard the iTunes review you guys got, and I just I had some comments about that. So I know the guy said if you haven't played Castlevania as a kid,
Oops.
I never played Castlevania as a kid. None of my friends had it, and I'd never even seen the game until probably about 5 years ago. And guess what happened? After I played it, I wrote a glowing review about it and how great it was, and specifically how great it was for being an early Nintendo game. So I actually had more appreciation for the game because I had never played it. And I think that having different perspectives on things is really what makes the podcast interesting, right? Because if everybody had played it at the same time and had the same opinion, we wouldn't have anything to talk about. So, yeah, I'm with you, Justin. I'm in the No Castlevania as a Kid group, and sticking strong. Still love the game, and I think keeping fresh opinions like that is what makes it awesome. So don't let the 3 stars get you down, and keep up the great pod.
Thanks, Josh.
Didn't get me down. I actually wished it was 2 stars. We could have another 2-star to make fun of.
Yeah.
It's hard to make fun of somebody who, even though they're kind of digging at you, it's hard to make fun of them when they're giving you 3 stars because
It's like,
that's halfway to 5.
yeah, and it's like, do you like it? It's closer to 5 than it is to 1.
I'm confused. If he would have given us a 1 or a 2, we could just really be laying into him. But
Well, it's not closer
really
to 5 than it is to 1, but it's closer to 5 than it is to 0.
yeah. Oh, so maybe we can get on him.
I don't understand. I'm confused.
I do like what he said about that, though. Like, not playing things as a child.
Yeah,
compared to,
not having the nostalgia goggles on, basically.
Because when we did Guardian Legend, you never played it as a kid.
I had never played it.
But I grew up with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very interesting to see, like, the differences between
I
playing.
feel like that's the perfect way to have the episode, actually, is when one person has played it when they were a kid and played it all their life, and the other one is just now playing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Absolutely.
All right, here's another one. This one's from Ivan. Dude Ivan.
Hello, dudes. This is Dude Ivan calling with 3 things I wanted to talk about.
3.
First,
Whoa.
I wanted to defend you guys about the Castlevania review you guys got.
Again.
I was the guy that had requested that for a Patreon over many years back at this point. And I thought you guys did exactly what I wanted you to do. Nice combination of game talk and tangents. Very entertaining. So, that 3-star can go off with the 2-star. We'll just listen to some 1-star podcast about how many shots of bubble lead it takes to defeat Metal Man. Second, I wanted to put in a shameless plug for the Taste Test podcast, which I recently joined, appearing on the Playing with Power podcast feed. It's similar in concept to 2 dudes. We review old video games, mostly NES, that 1 or more of us haven't played and want to get a taste of.
We were just talking about this.
Oh, wow.
Like it.
Hold on. That's interesting.
Yeah, check out Ivan's new.
I accidentally cut him off. Hold on. It's a stupid old iPhone I have. It just doesn't work.
Ugh.
I need the new one.
Why can't it be next Friday?
Want to get a taste of. The tangents are decidedly less family friendly, but it's a lot of fun. I'd suggest checking it out. And third, my favorite Thanksgiving Day dessert, pecan pie.
Got another
Love
one
you,
for
dudes.
pecan.
Bye.
It's good.
Thanks, Ivan. Oh, wait, we did talk about... Oh, man, I think I did give mine away. We did talk about it. It may
Yeah,
not be an
good.
episode that's released yet at this point, but I think we did. I think I did give mine away, actually.
Yeah.
Anyways, thanks, Ivan. I didn't know we was going to get so many defenders of the 3-star.
Yeah.
Or defenders against the 3-star on this episode. But okay.
Yeah, let me fill Andy in a little bit. So, they had gotten an iTunes review for their Castlevania episode because the person accused them of going on too many tangents for such an iconic game, I guess, and that they didn't go into it with enough of like a script or what they're saying, and they didn't want them to go into so many tangents. So
Yeah, but that's half the allure of this.
isn't it?
I mean, everybody talks about... I mean, I feel like, especially on the Castlevania, every podcast out there is probably talking about Castlevania.
Exactly.
Yeah, and that's
So
the
you
thing.
can't
Like
just
you
talk
can-
about Castlevania.
Right.
Well, and that's the thing is, I think at this point, people listen to you guys, not necessarily like, yeah, the game reviews and the game information, like it's great stuff. But for me personally, I listen to it because like I listen to the tangents. I love the tangents. I love the dynamic between you guys. So like
Absolutely.
that's what I listen to.
The insight into the life.
Yeah.
That's entertaining.
Yeah, I mean, every podcast I listen to and every YouTube show that I watch, that's the reason I watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause
Yeah.
I can get like tech news or game news or anything.
You can
get
read
that
about
anywhere.
that.
I get
Yeah.
that from about 15 different channels.
Right.
Mhm.
But the
Absolutely.
ones I watch are the ones I like to host.
Mhm.
All right. We got one more voicemail, and then we'll be done.
Oh, a lot of voicemails.
I know. This one's from Josh Witt again.
Oh, okay.
I think he butt dialed us.
Uh-oh. It was pocket dial.
Okay.
Well,
Yeah,
let's
that's
see.
a butt dial.
Let's see where'd he go?
Let's see where it goes.
Yeah.
Sounds like he's driving, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
All right. There you go.
Thanks, Josh.
So, yeah, thanks, Josh. So I think sometimes I think maybe I should screen the calls.
No,
before
I like
them.
the way
no.
This is great.
You
This is
can't.
great.
That's the fun.
Yeah, that's the fun of
Yeah,
it. You never know what you're
alright.
gonna get.
Okay, I won't. Okay, we're going pretty long, so I'll save my Mario Odyssey talk for another time. But just
All right.
suffice to say, Andy, you made the wrong choice
Yeah, I'm realizing that now.
with the Fire Emblem purchase instead of Mario.
Well, I can
I
always
will
get it
say-
tomorrow today.
For long story short, because I do want to say just a couple things about it. But long story short, I got it. Crabman came over last night, had a couple adult beverages, played it pretty much from the time that I got home until the time to go to bed, and I was not done with it. I did not want to quit, but I knew I had to get up this morning. So I blame you guys, first of all, for me having to stop playing it.
Fair enough.
But it is if you like 3D Mario, it is every bit of everything you like about 3D Mario. It's amazing. I love it. The 10 out of 10s so far, after playing about 3 or 4 hours, is every bit of it's warranted. I love it.
Mhm. Yeah, I've heard nothing but positive things about it.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
And I personally, because I'm a bigger fan of Mario than Zelda, I think it's better than Breath of the Wild.
Woo!
But that's just,
Ooh, I was gonna say those are big words.
Yeah.
those are big words.
Yeah.
I'll let you know after I get another 4 or 5 hours into it. But for now, it's the first 4 hours of this one's better than the first 4 hours of Breath of the Wild for me. But
Nice.
I'm also
See-
a bigger Mario fan than a Zelda fan.
See, I'm on the fence too because I don't know whether to get Super Mario Odyssey or to get that Mario Rabbids one this straight. Because I'm a big
Oh
RPG
man, that was
guy.
really good too.
Yeah, I
That was
love
really good.
RPGs, and I heard that one's very strategy RPG-ish.
It is XCOM basically with Mario. If you like
Yeah.
XCOM.
Oh yeah. So that now see, you know what? I worked a lot of overtime this week. Maybe I'll just get both.
Can you take back Fire Emblem? I don't know if it's any good. Or not.
Have you opened it yet?
I have not opened.
Oh, well, there you go.
Although I did buy an amiibo that went with it, so.
I don't know. The Fire Emblem game looks somewhat funny. I feel like it would be better suited for the Dynasty Warriors treatment than Zelda was.
Well, I don't know yet because I thought Zelda translated very well into Dynasty.
It did, but I just feel like the style of the Fire Emblem might translate better. I like the dynamic of the spear, sword, axe thing. I'd be curious to see how that works in the.
Oh
in
yeah,
that format.
yeah. Yeah, I'm curious. I'll have to. Oh, looks like I got shopping to do this morning.
Okay,
All
well,
right.
you won't be disappointed with Mario for sure. Either one of them, they're both great.
Yeah.
Well, coming off of Castlequest, you can't be disappointed with anything, really.
Yeah, that's true.
comes next.
You can play just about anything right now. It's
Yeah,
great.
absolutely.
Perfect.
All right. Well,
Okay, well that's
thanks.
all I've got.
Well, thanks for having us on again. We
Absolutely.
really love joining the two dudes.
Oh,
We
yeah.
like having you guys on too.
Yeah,
Four dudes.
great.
4 dudes
It's
is
been
better than
great.
2. Sometimes.
That's right. 4 dudes and an
All right,
S.
Yeah.
Justin, where can they find us?
Well, you can find us on social media, of course, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and then you can always find us on our website, 2dudesandaness.com, then 10dudes.com, and nesdudes.com.
Just renewed our fees to keep those websites open. So
Woohoo!
Nice.
they will
And,
be open at least another year.
of course, you can always call us at
775-773-8761, or that is 775-7retro1 if you like the alphanumerics. And of course, you can always go on our website from a mobile phone and click the little phone icon, and it will call us that way. I don't know if it works on a Samsung Galaxy X5 or whatever it is that Paul's got, but I can vouch that it works on anything made in this century.
Well, for your next game, then, I will make it a point to test whether it will work on a Galaxy S5. So I will call in.
Okay, sounds good.
Well, next time we're on, we promise it'll be a better game.
And yes, because Andy will be picking it.
You got that?
sometimes I like the bad games just as much as I like the good games.
Yeah, this is a good episode because it's a bad game. It's fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, bye, everybody.
Peace.